Cloud on the stars. Seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I felt a lot of women refuse to understand. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South L.A. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take you for your money, whatever spring. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 Took everything that I had, yeah. Walked away, but you left one thing behind. You're wondering just what that is. Yes, you are. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. When the wall comes tumbling down, I'll be there. When the world stops spinning around, I'll be rocking. We're gonna make a little love down by the water. Maybe out the sun, maybe out the door when the music man calls. That's when I gotta play. So I burn for the things I never had. I'm burning with hate, with love. Spin around, round. 'Cause as a boy I had a dream. Carry it with me today. Yes, I do. When Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South calls it. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the lands of the new. Oh, na 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 na. That I have lost my friend. Got the sunset on the highway again. Did I get lost on a long summer day? I must go back before it's too late. You're afraid you're feeling alone. Time and space can never unfold. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghostly embrace can only mean tears. And I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to lands of blue. Oh, na 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 na. Sitting at the lake, I'm feeling confused, but I had my guitar, so I played this blues. But I'm afraid, the world might be true, that I might never be back again. Seems to me that I've lost my friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must be back before it's too late. Before it's too late. Someone to take me down at night. Someone to make my day. New revelation fills my soul. Oh, I can waste away. You distracting my attention. You're all that's on my mind. You not looking for perfection, but you're too hard to find. Now the first night is coming. you. Oh, you. Yeah, all right. Yeah, yeah. Where did my color go? Got your head in the sand. You can't be in control, using a powerful hand. I wanna be you, I wanna see you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hot little cutter, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah. All right. Yeah. Cat learns to ring a bell. Rat gets free from the maze. We can be taught to love. We've got to learn new ways. I wanna see you, I wanna be you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shadows. Push me to the edge, hot little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue. Yeah. I wanna be, I wanna see, don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. Push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hot little color, it's black and white and blue. Yeah, black and white and blue. You're going black and white on the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hot little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue. Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the lands of the new. Oh, na 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 na. Seems to me that I have lost my friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must go back before it's too late. You're afraid, you're feeling alone. Time and space can never hold. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghost embrace can only mean tears. And I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back for lands of blue. Oh, na 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 na. Sitting at the lake, I'm feeling confused, but I had my guitar, so I played this tune. But I'm afraid, what might be true, that I might never be back again. Seems to me that I've lost my friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Then I get lost on a long summer day. I must be back before it's too late. Before it's too late. What have I done? Ooh, what have you seen? Early at night, got in the fight, in the candlelight, looking through the screen. Now what have I done? What have you seen? You know there's no future in love when a person has come in between. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Can't Jamie's gone, left last night, and now it's been so long. What have I done? What have you seen? There was nothing to say, it took her away, and I feel the pain, made love in pain. Oh, oh, what have I done?
And we made it. How's it going, everybody? We are here for another rendition of Wednesday night AstroWorld TV. This is I believe this is episode number 76 this year.
Yeah.
This year.
We've been cranking them out, man. We've been cranking them out.
And that's with all that time off and everything.
I know.
So how's it going, everybody? Tonight is the L.A.S. night, and we finally got Mike Ritchie down there with the L.A.S. t-shirt on. Mike, I'm not sure what your title is for the L.A.S.
Well, I carry many titles, but currently I'm the president of the Lima Astronautical Society.
Yeah, so I thought you were president. I wasn't sure if you were still president or whatever, but yeah, absolutely. So it's great to finally have you on the show. A lot of the members know that I've been talking about what happened over there, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But before we get into the meat of everything, we do have to say hi to our member sponsors and our corporate sponsors and all that kind of stuff. So let's get that out of the way. And we also have some new guests that we booked. You guys don't even know about this yet. So I booked 2 new guests over the weekend. So with the help of Pete. Pete's a big help with that. So
oh yeah.
All right, here we go. So first of all, we have a lot of member sponsors, and we have a lot of corporate sponsors. So we're able to give out a whole bunch of giveaways and everything. We give away money for Woodland Hills. We give out money for Camera Concepts. Here comes Pepper the dog. It's really, really great. So thank you to Woodland Hills for all their sponsorship. We also have sponsorship from Prima Luce, Camera Concepts, like I said before, and Optolong Filters, who gave us another set of SHO filters to give away at Astropalooza December 10th. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Supergiant Level, Masters of PixInsight and IP for AP. Thank you to them for giving us all the classes that they've given us to give away, yearly subscriptions to IP for AP. It's been a great run this year. It's been incredible. So thank you to everybody. Also, all of our member sponsors, and sooner rather than later, you will have the Off the Rails member coming up probably by the end of this month, which is going to be interesting. So thank you to our Quasar members, our Black Hole members, all of our members on Patreon and YouTube. I'd love to say you all, but there's just so many names. I can't even get to them all anymore. So thank you so much for everybody's sponsorship. And if you want to become a sponsor, hit us up on our Patreon site, AstroWorld TV, and you could join us there and get a whole bunch of perks. And our Protostar members. So tonight is November 16th. So as we said, we have Michael Ritchie from the L.A.S. for the Observatory fundraiser. We gave them some eyepieces. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. On November 23rd, we have the Thanksgiving trifecta. Dr. Christian Sass, Charles Bracken, and Max Whitby will be on all at the same time. Pretty awesome. You can't miss that show. You can watch it while you're cooking the turkey and getting all your hors d'oeuvres ready to go while you're drinking your wine and trying to cook at the same time. So you could do all that. December 7th, we have Jeff Dickerman from Optech coming in, going to talk to us about all the products that he has, the FTX line of focusers, the Gemini focuser rotators. It's going to be a lot of fun. December 10th is going swimmingly. Astropalooza. Guests so far include Sean Nielsen, Amy Little, Molly Wakeling, Nico Carver, Josh Kovac, Ernie Jacobs, all the masters of Pix Insight, Dr. Sass, Charles Bracken, and Adam Block. It's going to be an 8-hour debacle. It's going to be crazy. We just got Charles Bracken to send us a autographed copy of The Visible Universe. So that's going to be another giveaway. And we're also giving away an AstroWorld gym bag. We're going to give away the gym bag.
Nice.
so we're going to do that. December 14th, new booking. Craig Stocks is going to be returning to AstroWorld TV on December 14th. Those of you may know him from that wonderful picture that he sent us that actually didn't make Picture of the Month of the Spaghetti Nebula, which was, I thought, was unbelievable. It still sticks in my head. Yeah, that was an awesome picture. I mean, but Craig is coming on December 14th. Then that's it for guests until the new year. And our first guest of the new year coming, I won't say out of retirement, but coming into the fray for his first time ever on AstroWorld TV, Don Goldman from Astro Don Filters is going to be coming on for his first visit ever. I spent a good half hour on the phone with him yesterday, and really nice guy. Can't wait to have him on. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then what's that?
No, I was going to say, but this is some awesome stuff, man. We got lined up even at the start of the new year. So you and Pete been doing a lot of really cool stuff, grabbing a lot of these guests, and Astropalooza is going to be off the hook.
Well, you know, I can't take a lot of the credit for some of this. I make the phone calls, but Pete gives me the leads. So hey, you know, Pete gives me the leads, and
together, man.
Yeah, it's like we make a good 1-2 punch. It's pretty good. So it's gonna be awesome. But tonight is really all.
But before you do that, really quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go. That's fine.
Quick,
yep.
I want to just ask all of our audience out there to do us a big favor and press the like button on if you're on YouTube, you know, and let everybody know that, you know, you appreciate, or, you know, like what we're doing here. It helps out the algorithm, everything like that. Are we broadcasting just on YouTube, or are we on Facebook as well?
Oh no, we're on everything. We're on
That's
YouTube,
what I'm saying.
Facebook,
So even
Twitter,
if you're on
Twitch,
Facebook, you know, all of these, you know, Facebook, share the show, share the public, you know, share out there with the rest of the astronomy and astrophotography groups, you know, what we're doing here, and, you know, help us build AstroWorld up, you know, to where we can even bring more, you know, more guests, more cool, you know, giveaways, raffles, all that good stuff. So help us out and hit that like button and share the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Eric. Appreciate that. I usually wait till the end to do that, and then, you know, it's too late.
We got to start doing it earlier.
But yeah, so tonight is all about the L.A.S. and before we introduce Mike and what has actually happened over there, please, you can go directly to their GoFundMe page, and you could go there, and I'm going to put the link in the comments in about 2 seconds. You go to the link, you could directly contribute to the fund me for them to help them recoup of some of the stuff that they have lost. Or if you want to make it easy, you could hit the little $sign in the chat, and then you could see everything that comes up, and we'll make a check directly to them. Either way, that's fine. Do whatever you want. So please feel free to. I'll put the thing in the chat. And Mike, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, about L.A.S., about what you do, and of course about what happened over there.
Well, I guess I should probably start off about the club in the observatory. The Lima Astronomical Society started many, many years ago as the Lima Astronomy Club. It was started in 1952. It was kind of a unique situation that happened. We had a junior high school student that had interest in astronomy, And so he went to the public library and asked the librarian to keep track of all the people that took out astronomy books. Well, of course, these days with HIPAA laws and everything, we wouldn't be able to do that. But he was able to do this, and he contacted all the members that he saw that took out astronomy books and asked them if they had an interest in astronomy. And so they did. So they started meeting in family rooms, offices, schools, and that's how they started forming in 1952 as the Lima Astronomy Club. As years went on, the program got bigger and bigger. They had more people involved, and it came to the point where we came together with some money from the Thomas R. Schoonover family in Lima, Ohio, where they donated money to be used as either a planetarium or an observatory. So the Lima Astronomy Club members got together with City Council, the Schoonover family, and other teachers and things, and we were actually able to get the Schoonover Observatory built. That was built in 1964. And so we've been running it as for the city of Lima ever since, doing outreach for the public education. So that's how we all got started. I've been a member of the club since 1968, so I've been there for quite a number of years. I started astronomy back when I was 9 years old. So I've been doing that for 50 some years. And we've just been doing astronomy all we can in Lima, Ohio, a small city, about 36,000 people in the city, although it is surrounded by suburbs. So we have about a city of about 80,000 with a metro area of just over 100,000. So we're still really a small city to have a nice big observatory like we have. Dan's been there, so he got to see it for himself. So that's what we've been doing all this time.
Yeah, it was great to come down there and just have the opportunity to swing your way after meeting Eric. That was the same week I met Eric for the first time, and I was hanging out in Chicago for work. Had a great steak dinner with Eric and a friend of mine, and then on the way home was able to make a little detour right into Lima, and I didn't say Lima this time, Lima. And it was really a great opportunity, and it was also a great opportunity to see what actually occurred there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I take it there's a Lima in New York there too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Limas around.
Yeah, there are. At least we all say it is the same and not Lima.
You know what? Every time I say Lima, I think the bean. Lima, I think Peru.
Yeah. Well, the Lima bean is the city's mascot too.
There you go. That's a good way to remember the pronunciation then.
Yeah.
So in October, that I think it was the first week in October, or when did this happen?
Oh, the burglary?
Yeah.
Well, that the last week in August.
August.
We were having a Friday night public star night that night, and so we were getting ready to open up the observatory, me and another member, and I was doing some work downstairs, getting things prepared. So he went upstairs to the dome to open it up, and he comes down with a funny look on his face, kind of a greenish smile, and he said, the telescope's gone. And I said, oh, wait, what are you talking about, the telescopes? He said, the telescope is gone. The dome door was wide open, and somebody had went in and actually took the big C14 Celestron scope off the mount, took all the guide scopes, the viewfinders, took all the eyepieces and everything, and just took off with them. Even took the tarp that covered the telescope. I guess they used that to lower the telescope down to the bottom of the ground, because they didn't come down through the observatory. We have our observatory, you walk in, you have a big main door, then you have a staircase that goes up to the upper deck, and then there's a door that goes into the dome part of the observatory. So they didn't come through the other door, so they had to go over the rail. So they took the telescope over the rail with them.
Wow.
So we're thinking that they were possibly going to come back and then steal the mounting system. We had the big Celestron CGE Pro mount with like almost 100 pounds of counterweights and stuff on it. So I think they just figured there was no way they were going to get that thing out the door, so they just stole the telescope. So we did a bunch of hurrying that night before the public got there, and got our portable telescopes out on the deck and got things set up so that we could still have our public night. But then the police came and done their investigation. The next day, the crime lab came from Lima and checked everything out, done fingerprints and everything. And so far, we haven't heard anything back on if any of the parts have been found. We checked with all the clearinghouses for stolen equipment, pawn shops in the whole area to see if any of the eyepieces had been popped up, or the telescope or a part of it, and nothing has surfaced so far. So we're not sure what happened. If they're just setting on the instruments until they calm down and maybe they could sell them, but we don't know. And we think somewhat they done a little bit of damage to the mounting system too, because there was aluminum shavings all over it when we found it, the telescope stolen. So we have to check on that yet.
Wow. And
So
that's not the first time that.
No, that's not. Once again, and back in 1985, somebody had climbed up over the back of the rail of the observatory, broke in with sledgehammers through the door, basically destroyed the telescope. We were able to put it back together again for a while and used it for a bit, but it was a very nice handmade, professionally made 12.5-inch Newtonian F18 Cassicon on a big nice mount. All the mounting system and everything was all made here in town by an aluminum foundry and engineers. The mirror was a ground within 6 months by the local members of the club. And our mirror was kind of special too, because the 12.5-inch blank that we used for that mirror actually came from the second pouring of the Mount Palomar Observatory out in California, the 200-inch. It was poured up at Corning Glass in New York. And we actually got one of those blanks. So it's a very special blank. It'd be nice if we could have it redone, but it'd be cost prohibitive.
Yeah. Well, Dennis just donated $20. So thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
We got another donation directly to.
We appreciate it.
You got another donation from Mike over at your GoFundMe page directly. So that's good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there.
That's okay. I'll let you know. That's fine. You know, if there's any questions or anything, but
yeah, it's really been kind of disheartening that the observatory has been broken into twice now. Something that special. Like I said before, Lima is a smaller city, and you just don't find observatories like this in cities our size. Back when it was built in '64, it was a very special thing all over the whole country. When we had the dedication in '64, we had people, astronomers, professional astronomers from Mount Wilson Observatory, Tommy Craig, actually came to the dedication here in Lima, Ohio. We had all the AAVSO people, their regional meetings were held here in Lima during that time, and Alpo. It used to be a really big mecca for science here.
just looking at, we got a couple of more donations. I gotta find them now.
I mean, this is just honestly, it's just sometimes what people do, stuff like this. It's frustrating. It really is. You know?
Yeah, it is. We kind of live with the frustration all the time. Where the observatory is, it's actually inside the city in a public park, but it's on the east side of town. it's not a bad part of town, really. It's just that the Lima area, there's a lot of crime in this area for the size of city it is, and so we have to put up with these things. But we also kind of put up with some frustrations with the city of Lima too, because the city of Lima owns the observatory, but we, as a nonprofit organization, we run the observatory for the city. And the city is supposed to take care of a lot of things that they end up don't, because the observatory comes out of the Parks Department funds, and Parks Department is usually the least funded department inside any city. So we have to, kind of stone around the city all the time. We can't do this because it's owned by the city, or we can do this. And it gets a little frustrating at times, but we have recently put in a new contract with the city so that they know what we're doing, we know what they're doing, and they're going to start providing some more assistance for the observatory now with the new administration that we have here in town. So that's going to help.
And we just got another donation from Ernie. So thank you, Ernie.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really do appreciate it. We're a small club. We actually have about 62 members, but of course, of those 62, you only have a very small handful that's actually active.
Yeah, it's funny because
go ahead, Eric. Ask a question. Yep. How many outreach sessions do you usually do with young people to introduce them to astronomy? How often do you do that? Maybe per month, or
we actually do. We basically do outreach these days. We work with there's a museum just a few miles south of Lima in Wapakoneta called the Neil Armstrong Air and Space Museum, which everyone knows about that. We do a lot of programs with them since we're so close. We also work with the Johnny Appleseed Metropolitan Park District here in the Lima area, and we do an awful lot of work out there with them. And we're actually in the planning stages of actually building a second dark sky observatory out at one of those parks. It's on the western edge of Allen County, where it's darker. Now, this is all flat land in Northwest Ohio, so even the little tiny cities provide a lot of light pollution. So it's not as dark as what you would have in other parts of the country, but it's the darkest skies that we have, and we're going to try and get a dark sky observatory put out there.
Nice.
Well, go
ahead.
We just got another donation from Dave Schaefer, $100.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave. That
unbelievable,
that is
Dave.
Awesome. That is absolutely unbelievable.
That's really, really nice. I mean, and it's unfortunate that these things happen, and we know that's why I'm so frightened to. I mean, I take my I have a pier outside, and I live on Long Island. It's not a high crime area, but there's a lot of people going in and out of people's cars. Like people, they like go and like check and see if the car doors are open. They'll go in, they'll steal whatever. So every night I bring my telescope inside the house, even though it's on a pier, and I have cameras and I have spotlights and I have everything. But even though I have all that, I still bring in my telescope. I won't go to sleep. I'll be up all night.
Well, the Lima area here really is not, even though it shows statistically that it's a higher crime area than what most cities are, it's really not that bad. I've lived here, well, I live just outside of Lima now, but I've lived in the Lima area all my life, and I've never had problems like this. I go out to the observatory back when it used to be considered a bad part of town, and I've never had a problem out there. But the problem with the Lima area with the crime is that you have suburbs completely around Lima. Even though it's a smaller city of 36,000, there's still another 40,000 people within a mile or so of the city in those suburbs. So when somebody goes out and causes a crime, they take those 80, 90,000 people and bring it into a small inner city and create the crime. And so then those crime numbers then go to the city. But then it's only divided by 36,000 people. So the crime numbers appear very high when they're not really as high as what they are. But like I said, we've been at the observatory since 1964. We've only had 2 break-ins out there. It's just that they've both been devastating.
Yeah,
and there's ways to correct that, but so far we haven't been able to get the city to provide any camera systems or security out there. And it is a city building, so it should have at least security.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You would think, yeah.
And you know what? If if the things happen in the city that you're very hopeful are going to happen over the next couple of months, I think you're really positioned to be in a good place moving forward. I think.
Yeah, I think we are too. It's going to take some time, but you're going to see some big changes at Schoonover Observatory. You really are. After so many years of neglect out there, it's finally some things are going to be getting done. They're going to update the observatory, and we just need to replace the telescope right now.
Yeah,
right.
No, I hear you. You know what? And I wish I had a telescope to give you. I just don't have one, unfortunately. Nothing that big.
Everybody's been wondering, well, how come you can still operate Schoonover Observatory if you lost your telescope? Well, what people didn't know is that I'm taking my big Celestron and I pack it up every single day we have an event, take it out to the observatory, take it up 2 floors and install it onto the mounting system up there so that we have a telescope to use until the city can come through and replace something. So I bring this out and take it back home because the city won't guarantee that it'll be okay. So I take it up, take it back home every time we use it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, especially since I'm getting older.
You know what? It's amazing how much bigger an 8 to 10 inch gets as you go over the 45-year-old to 50-year-old to 60-year-old. It just gets heavier.
It gets heavier.
Glad I don't have a C14 and have to lug that thing up there. My telescope is a C11, so it's a little bit easier to get up there or not. But we definitely need to put something to at least replace what we had. And then later on down the line, we would like to put a better research type telescope in because that observatory deserves. We could start doing research there again. So that's what
that would be awesome.
What we would do eventually. But we got to talk about that dark sky observatory first. We got to get that thing running too.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait to go in there and see it in action again because when I got there and when we met, the only thing that was there was the CGE and the scope was missing, and it's really, I mean, I have some pictures I could show you. Michael gave me some pictures that I could show some pictures of what they actually do over there, and it's really nice. Let me see if I can bring them up real quick. And we thank you, Newman.
Thank you, Norm.
Newman gives $25. He says, "Not much,
thank you,
but hope it helps the cause. Good luck with the endeavor." Thank you, Norman. That's awesome. I gotta write all these down because that's going through YouTube, and I want to make sure that 25 from Norm Hughes.
Yeah, we're actually getting quite a few L.A.S. members joining the chat here.
As much as we could. Plus, we have it up on our webpage too, limaastro.com. So, plus I sent out an email to every single member in the club, all 60 some. So I'm not sure how many of those will come online or not, but.
Well, you just got 2 more directly to your GoFundMe page from Jesse Wenke, which is one of our co-hosts, for $25, and an anonymous for $50. I could only assume it's one of our guys because it was done in the last 15 minutes. So I don't know who it is, but AstroWorld will take the credit for it. So, you know, but I mean, so this is turning out to be really nice, everybody. And what I'm going to do
Yeah.
is, let me get those pictures real quick because you sent them to me on email. I'll get them up.
Yeah, once he puts up one of the nice pictures of the observatory, you'll see how nice of a facility we actually have in Lima. It's quite unusual for a city this size to have something like this.
And what's the population of Lima?
The city itself, the Lima city, is only 36,000 right now. We used to be about 56,000, but of course we're an old steel Rust Belt city, so it's come down. But what they did, instead of moving away, they just moved from the city to the suburbs. The county has approximately the same number of people that we did, 30 years ago. So the people are still there. Lima is kind of unique in that it's always been surrounded by suburbs, so it's never been able to grow like other cities. The city is actually only 13 square miles. So you've got that 36,000 people inside of just 13 square miles.
13 square miles. That's
because they've
a lot
never
of
been
people.
able to grow outside of that. So.
All right, I got the pictures here. Oh, go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Tell me about the demographic of your Lima, L.A.S. How many young people are involved? Do you have a lot of young people now? Because at my astronomy club, to be honest with you, there's not a lot of young people. There's a small number. There's a small number, but I'm kind of curious as far as, are there young people getting involved into L.A.S.?
We don't have that many young people. We've got a few that are in junior high and high school ages. After that, it goes into the upper 20s, then 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, up to 80s. So we've got
but that's still a good mix.
It's our more active members are the older type that we're trying to get newer members to come in and try to take over. Because we're getting older, but we've got a few younger kids that's coming up, plus the younger 20-year-old, 25 people that are pretty smart, but they don't know much about astronomy yet, so we got to teach them.
Sure.
Yep.
And that's great. That's the main goal of outreach and recruiting some of these and younger people, help teach them so we can pass the torch, pass the knowledge down so they can continue on as we get older. So this is awesome.
One of the things that we're going to be doing starting this year, I think, is that some of the club members have thought that we do too much outreach, that's all we do is outreach, and they want to get back to doing more club related things. So we're going to start scheduling some more just club oriented things too, instead of having so much outreach, because that's basically what we've been doing the last 10, 15 years is all outreach.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's kind of like the same thing that we have in our club in New York. We do, at the Amateur Observer Society of New York. That's the club that I'm involved with. Ton of research. We do stuff with NASA, we have a program called Music and Astronomy Under the Stars, where we do telescopes at concerts and stuff like that. And I don't know, we just watched the planets and the moon because it's in the middle of a concert. So forget the light pollution. It's all, it's a big mess. But
we've done a few things like that. A couple of the things that were planned a year or so ago ended up getting canceled because of lack of interest and stuff. But we've got all of those things here in town. We've talked about doing a planet type concert with the Lima Symphony Orchestra. We have a very fine symphony orchestra here for the size of our city. So we've talked to them about doing a planet thing with that too. So yeah, we're thinking about stuff like that, but we need more people to be involved so that everything doesn't fall on a few of our shoulders.
And
Right.
that's unfortunate. That's you know, when you have a group of individuals that are there that are in a club, you have maybe a couple hundred whatever members, but you have only a real kind of like handful of people
Yeah.
that are really kind of in super involved. You got people that are a little involved. You got people that like me for the last 3 years, all I did was pay my dues and didn't do anything. But and but I gotta say, and I hate to say it this way, but COVID did a wonderful thing for astronomy in general. Everybody was out buying telescopes. Everybody
Yeah.
was out buying telescopes. And you know
Over.
what? I hope it rolls over. I think that this year is going to be the comeback year for outreach and all the stuff that we kind of like to do with observing and going to fields with club members and hanging out and not being afraid of doing anything. I know some people that hasn't left their house in 3 years, and it's like I think this is the year. I really do.
Yeah, it would be nice because we got hit pretty bad by COVID here in this area, and people just stayed away. For almost a year, we only met online. We never even
Yep.
used the observatory. So we're hoping to get back. Plus, we've got the big total solar eclipse coming up here, and we're right on the center line here. So we're expecting at least an extra 250,000 people here. So I don't know what we're going to do.
Looks like you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
All the area cities have been meeting for over a year now on how to plan for this thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be out of
It,
control.
but the only bad thing is the Lima area. We've got probably a 65% chance of clouds, but
Yeah,
uh,
I feel you.
a total solar eclipse is the only event that I've never seen personally.
From Lima.
And every time we've had one come up, I didn't get to go because I had to be at the observatory for a public night. And so this time it's actually going to be center line over Lima, well, real close to Lima. And so, of course, I'll be at the observatory, so I won't get to see it if it's cloudy. But I told my wife and other members, I said, if it clouds out and I don't get to see it, then one of these years here coming up, I'm taking a trip and I'm going to go see it.
I'm going on a boat to
I
Thailand.
cost. I mean, I've seen everything else in all the 57 years that I've been doing this. I've seen just about everything except the total solar eclipse.
Yeah.
So
I got really lucky. Me and a bunch of friends drove down in 2017 to South Carolina to
yeah,
go see the total solar, and it was awesome. I'm looking forward to 2024. I mean, I think I'm gonna go up to Canada again to go see it. But
a few of our members on the 2017 eclipse went down to Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and over in Tennessee, and they got to see it and brought back some beautiful pictures of it. But I
yeah,
didn't get to go.
nah, it's horrible. I mean, I was taking pictures. I had a telescope that was too big, but I brought it anyway. Um, but I was so excited from the totals. Just to give you a story, my wife was there. She had the digital camera, and I had my telescope. So she's taking video, right, with the digital camera.
Mhm.
And I'm like, babe, don't point at it when it turns dark. Point up. When it turns dark and everyone says it's here, point up because that's the only time you can take a video. Just I gotta take my solar lens, I gotta take my solar filter off and take pictures and whatever. So I'm all excited and I'm everything and I'm sitting there. I said, all right, the eclipse is over. I want to see my pictures. And I said, Jen, give me the camera. And I go to camera and I'm watching and I'm seeing it get dark and I'm seeing it get dark and it's darker and all I see is treetops. And I'm like, it's getting brighter. where's the eclipse? What's going on? It's like, I didn't want to burn out the camera.
Oh,
I was like,
Mm.
I told you that you could do it, you know. But
Yeah.
I got some okay pictures, but you know what? Again, in the excitement of doing everything, I was just a tinge out of focus and a little, you know, it was okay. You could see some stuff, but it was not as crisp. The next one, I'm gonna go with a shorter focal length scope, not a 952 millimeter. No, I'll
right.
go with the 80 and be nice.
Yeah, we have one of our members, Mark Kaza. He goes around and takes a lot of astro photos, and he's really good at it. I'm only kind of superficial at it because I'm the old film guy that used to sit there for hours at the eyepiece guiding. And the digital thing hasn't been real good with me yet. Well, although I've gotten some good photos, but he takes beautiful pictures, and he got a lot of nice pictures of the solar eclipse there in 2017. He's one of these guys that goes over to Cherry Springs, Pennsylvania all the time.
Oh yeah, I've been there. I went there.
Yeah.
Well, I went there twice this year.
I think he's been there a few times this year already.
Well, I don't know what the trip is for you guys. It's about 7 hours for me, but
Uh, da, 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 da. Probably 8 hours for us,
oh,
I think.
that's too much to do more than twice a year.
Well, he's got a travel trailer that he takes with him, so.
Yeah, I just have my truck and I throw my telescope stuff in it. I rent a hotel. I've tried tenting, and I don't know, some people are crazy. They just take their telescopes, they go and they go to bed, they sleep at night, they don't do imaging, so they're not up all night like me. I just do imaging. And and by the time I want to go to bed, people are running around cooking eggs, their kids are running around and making noises, and it's hot and sweaty, the tent's cooking. It's like,
Yeah.
no, listen, 10 miles down the road, there's a hotel with blackout shades. You come in at 6 o'clock in the morning, they have a continental breakfast, you eat, you sleep, you wake up, you go there at 3 o'clock, you do it all over again. You know.
Yeah.
David said your pictures are pretty good also. So
Thanks, Dave. Don't
Josh
go through
said you
that.
get crap from us from time to time.
I really don't spend that much time with it because besides getting older and stuff, I've got a lot of medical pains and stuff, and so it's hard for me to pack up all the telescopes, take them outside, set them all up, line everything, get the photography stuff ready, and do it, and then bring it all back in. My wife keeps telling me I need to build a little backyard observatory so that I can just go out, roll off the. So we got the first done. We got a bunch of concrete work done around the house here just a couple weeks ago. So next spring, maybe I'll start building that observatory. Then I can spend some time doing the photography.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. And it's always good to have a supportive wife and spouse that can, get behind what you're trying to do. So
I've only been wanting to do this for 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah, wow. I've put an observatory in the backyard for 40 years now.
When we purchased our house here on Long Island, and Long Island is, out of the group of us, I have the worst light pollution out of all of us. I have the worst.
Under a serious light dome.
And I'm Bortle 8 plus. It says, I think it's like on the SQM, it's a 17.4.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah. So
our observatory in Lima is usually Bortle 7. So
okay, so yeah, it's getting there. If all you need is Lima to get an extra 200,000 more people, and you'll be there. But it's like I sat there and the people when we were looking to purchase houses, people thought I was nuts because I didn't want to see the kitchen. I didn't want to see the bedroom. I didn't want to see the bath. I didn't want to see anything. I went right to the backyard with a compass. And I'm looking to see which way is north, east, south, and west to see where the trees are. And this was before all-star polar alignment and all that kind of stuff. And so I wanted to make sure I had a good view of Polaris and whatever. And that was the make or break. If I can't see Polaris, we're not buying the house.
Yeah.
but it was good. Then 2 years later, they came out with All-Star or Polar Alignment. You don't have to see Polaris anymore. And I was never very good at drift alignment, so that was not an option.
When I was telling you about the possibility of building the Dark Sky Observatory out on the western side of Allen County at the park system, even out there, it's so flat around here that the light pollution just carries. So out there, our skies are border 4, even
Wow.
out there. So it's a lot darker than what it is close to town, but it's still a pretty nice sight out there. At least the best that we can get around here.
Well, I got the pictures up if we want to take a look at them. So this is some of the stuff that once I get up to, there we go. So this I don't know if are you watching on the YouTube channel as well, Mike, or
no? I'm just on this channel here.
You see the 4 of us still, right?
Yes.
I'm going to switch it to live so you can see the live. And now you can see the live.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the live. There's their main conference hall, I believe.
Yeah.
And Mike, why don't you talk about the pictures while I kind of scroll through them, because you know exactly what
this is probably just one of our meeting nights, or it might, since there's a little bit more people there might have been a special event.
I see one kid in the back, although I see everyone else like smiling and listening. I see one question in the background.
I see a few kids.
I'm talking about the question in the background. Yeah, I see a couple kids. Guy with his hands up.
Yeah, we can see up to about 50 people inside the meeting room down there.
Nice. And
there's our Schoonover Observatory. As you can see, there's a lake in the background. They just redone the lake, so it's starting to look better now. That's an ash dome, 18.5 foot.
Wow.
This is one of our members. He's actually our vice president. He's given a talk on telescopes, I think it was.
I love the shirt. He's got the Foo Fighters shirt on. There you go.
Yeah. This is Jay and I doing one of our outreach at. We have a special junior high school here in town. It's called the South Magnet Science and Magnet School, and they actually formed their own astronomy club in this school. And so Jay and I is there doing an astronomy program for their astronomy club. One of our outreach from last year during the summer, all the public libraries in the area, which were about 50 of them, all asked for programs. So this is me down at Wapak, where the Neil Armstrong Air and Space Museum is, and we're doing it's just sidewalk astronomy, showing them the sun.
Nice.
That's another picture the same.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. And that's your C11 there, right?
No, that's a C8 Edge.
Okay, that was a C8. Okay.
Yes. I call that my baby telescope. Some of those are small.
Yeah, there we go.
That's just from the inside of our observatory. There's some of our pictures that Mark and I have taken.
Nice.
Kind of gives the public kind of a a rendition of all the different type of objects that's out there to look at.
Yep.
Some of our other telescopes. Now that 12.5-inch scope that was destroyed in 1985 is actually that blue one sitting there. They kind of put it into a Dobsonian's mount. So that's all that was left of that. Just some
Got
other
the old
various
school
telescopes
C.
public.
Is that the old school C8?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the old one. That is from 1975. It was one of my first telescopes, and I ended up donating it to the astronomy club.
Is that the Byers one?
Pardon?
The Byers motor?
Yes. No, it doesn't have the Byers motor.
Okay.
This is the original sandcast mounting and spur gears.
Nice.
Okay.
But it looks almost brand new.
Yep. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Mirror's still nice and bright. Just another back part of the room. That refractor up there, the mounting is a 4-inch Unitron. Now the telescope itself is a 4 1/8-inch Jaggers lens that was put on it back 25, 30 years ago. We had a company called Westinghouse here in town, and they actually donated that mounting, the telescope mount, the Unitron, to us because they used to do studies in solar wavelengths. And so they had a Unitron mount on a Yagi antenna. So once they were done with the program, they actually donated that to the astronomy club. So that's how we ended up with a 4-inch Unitron mount. And it's got the clock-driven drive too, the gravity drive.
Nice.
There's our telescope, the one that got stolen. 14-inch viewfinder. That's a little bit older. An older picture because we've added a bunch of equipment to that since then. We have moonlight focusers and everything on it when it was stolen.
Man.
And our logo.
Oh.
And there's the eyepieces you all donated so graciously to us. And like I said, the club would started using them right away. So they were very appreciative of what you and AstroWorld and all your members done for us.
Yeah, no, this was all financed through members' dues and whatever money we scrounged up from that. It was all financed that. Not the case, the eyepieces. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the eyepieces, yeah.
So definitely glad we could definitely help out with that.
Absolutely.
And we definitely appreciate it very much.
And that's the last picture, I think. There we go. And where did Scott go? Scott disappeared. Scott gone? All right. Well, we'll go back to the 3 up then. There we go. There we go. When he comes back, he comes back. Pete, I guess, is stuck. I guess he hasn't come back tonight, but that's okay. But let's see, what do we got in the chat? Anything in the chat? Let's see. Josh C's got a run. Thanks for the support. Heck yeah, very gracious for those. Thank you so much, AstroWorld. Yeah. Hey, listen, you know, if there's something that we could do to help out in situations like this, there are not a lot of, as far as my knowledge of this, there's not a lot of people that would go out of their way or organizations that would go out of the way. There are a couple, But I like to think that we're building something here that kind of gives back to people and astronomy groups in need. So we're definitely happy to do what we can.
Well, I've definitely caught the bug that you planted in me, because there's been some other small astronomy clubs around that have had some similar problems. And so I've actually donated some of my equipment to them, just because you guys done so much for us. So I'm starting to pay it forward a little bit. So hopefully it will pick up and happen more often for people.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
that's what it's all about. I mean, you know, if we could just do a little bit, and then you help somebody, and then they help somebody, and then they help somebody, well, then hopefully everybody will be in a better place. And that's you know, that's
Very
what it's all
much so.
about. But guys, for those of you still, we got 21 people in the chat. Please, if you want to donate, you could donate by hitting the dollar button on the screen, or you could go directly to the GoFundMe account in the excuse me, in the chat. In the chat, it's right in the description of the show. So you could definitely do
Plus,
it that way too.
yeah. Plus, if I know some people don't like to donate to a GoFundMe, they can also donate by going directly to our website, limaastro.com, and they can actually, right on the front page there's a button there that they can donate that way too, if they feel a little bit more secure that way.
I just put it in the chat. So
Too.
limaastro.com, right?
Yep. I'm
Yeah.
just so glad that the site was still up. We were process of changing domains here the last week or so, and I was hoping that it wouldn't go down. And it went down for a little bit, but then it came right back up. So I'm glad that we still have it up here during the show.
Oh, well, that's definitely good. So you know, let's see what we got. So so far we're tallying right now. Let's see, $175 from YouTube and $100 right to the GoFundMe page. So we're coming up on $300 for the show. So
Sounds great.
hey, you know, again, whatever we could do. Let's see if we can get up to $300. We got about $25 to go to get to $300. So it'd be nice to see that. So, and everybody, please hit that like button if you like what we're doing. Subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff. We're at 1,320 subscribers right now. So that's definitely want to hit 1,500. It'd be nice to hit 1,500 by my birthday, but it's not going to happen. My birthday's in February. It's not going to happen. But
Well, mine's in January. It'd be nice if it happened by then.
oh, it'd be very nice, very nice. You know, that'd be 100 and what is that? 1,800 subscribers in a month and a half. That'd be great. Yeah, but let's see. So it's 10:03. What else we got going on? So do you do a lot of? I know you have a lot of members that do a lot of astrophotography on there. I know you do some. As far as astrophotography is concerned, what do you use? What do you do?
We got 2 or 3 people that are doing photography. We've gotten a new member come in, plus one of our active members have gotten into astrophotography now, and it's actually doing quite well. He just got his first photo of Jupiter, and it actually was pretty darn good. It was a lot better than the ones I ever used to take of many years ago. So he's doing quite well. Like I said, Mark, he's the big astrophotographer. He really knows what he's doing in the programming and stuff. That's what my problem is. I can build computers. I do a good job of building them, but programming, doing that kind of stuff, and that's all the digital photography is all photo processing now. So I'm just getting into that. But we have people that actually do a lot of that. We have a past member, Mark Williams. He does quite a bit of astronomy or astrophotography too. And he actually has a remote observatory out in New Mexico that he actually does things. So we have quite a few.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. We have we gear our show basically towards astrophotography and the problems that occur with it, you know, and equipment and that kind of stuff. But if you're having as far as if you use PixInsight, you got to go check out the Masters of PixInsight. They do classes once a month. Uh,
Yeah.
$35. You know, you get a 2-hour session with these guys. It's pretty good.
Sounds like what I need.
Yeah, you know, I still go to this day. I still go to them and pay for them because every day that PixInsight program changes so much over the course of weeks and months and whatever. Every time I go and when they go around to the same topic a year later, that topic has now changed because of the plugins and new programming and all the stuff that's come out. So it's pretty interesting.
Now, our one member, Mark, that I talked to you about, he actually has a group that meets at his house that does all photography. And I haven't been able to get to his house down there to go to one of those classes, but he has quite a few people that comes down to the house and he shows them how to process the photos and everything. So I need to get down there sometime.
You know,
He's
once
not-
you get your system down, it's difficult, but it gets easier. Trust me.
Yeah.
Tony Turner
always
said
been
his wife
the more
enjoys the
visual
nights. What was that?
observer.
Good.
I said I've always been more of the visual observer.
It's funny because me, you know, I was the only one for a while that was doing astrophotography. Me and like 3 or 4 other guys in our club, and all my other good friends were probably about 10 or 15 years older than myself. So at the time, maybe they were in the mid 40s, and I was in my 30s, and I would be made fun of because I would lug this stuff down. I'd have an 8-inch on a wedge, trying to polar align this thing, spend 4 hours setting up, you know, getting the crink in my neck, trying to look through underneath
Yeah.
the scope and whatever. And they would make big batteries like on the ground and everything, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So they would make fun of me. Now things have gotten so much streamlined and so much easier. ASI Air, Eagles, you know, that kind of stuff that if pole master that helps with polar aligning, all this stuff that makes things like that took us hours in painstaking practice to get it done in like a couple of minutes. Now, with the help of computers and software, you're done in a couple of minutes with no stress at all. You know,
Yeah.
I used to be that person that took out the big 8-inch, the 11-inch or something, and tried to do all that, and it just got to be too much. So now I take out a nice 4-inch stellar view refractor triplet, and we have, instead of the big car batteries, we've got the nice lithium ion battery
Yep.
packs that flip right onto the telescope now, and um, the little microcomputers and everything. So it's much better than what it was, but it's still a lot for me to kind of carry out and bring back in and set up. And so maybe one of these days I'll get that little observatory.
Oh, I'm sure
Yeah,
you
there
will.
you go.
You got to get it. You got it. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger tomorrow to tell Jeff over at Camera Concepts to order me the Sky Shed. So I think that's gonna happen.
Now I've met him
Wow.
a few times.
Was that Wayne?
Yeah, Wayne.
Yep.
Yep. And we talked back and forth. When he originally started the concept of the Sky Shed, he called me up on the phone because we were just starting to talk about the Dark Sky Observatory, and we were actually was thinking about putting one of the Sky Shed Pod Max in
Yeah.
out there. So he called me up personally on the phone and talked to me for 3 hours straight on what he was going to be doing with the Sky Shed and this pod and the Max and everything. And so we got to be pretty good friends. And so we talked back and forth quite often and stuff. And I keep telling him, I said, I'm going to buy one sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I would love to get the Sky Shed Max and put in, but we're talking, oh, what is it, $20,000 now?
something like that. Yeah, I'm thinking about like the 2-bay. You know, I think that's fine for me. The 2-bay with the shelf, that shelf that you push the back off.
Right.
You know that, and you push the back off, and you're fine. And then you put the 2 panels back on, and you're good.
That way you can do photography all long, man.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have to worry about moving the dome or anything. You know, that's something that I don't want to do. Either I want to automate it, or I don't want to sit there and be up all night rotating the dome. I don't want to. You know, that's gonna take a lot of fun out of it.
To Wayne about actually building one in between the pod and the pod max. And, as I said, I need something a little bit bigger than the 8-foot, but the 11 foot is a little bit too big. So he actually talked about it and thought that they were going to do something, but with the manufacturing cost of starting something new, he said it was kind of outrageous. So yeah, but they thought about making something a little bit bigger than the pod.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what's going on. I'm sure you know, Sky Shed always has stuff in the works, whether upgrading or doing stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised really soon if they don't come out with something new within the next, you know, couple years.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I know that my friend of our show. What was that?
He's an innovator.
Oh yeah. And I know Sean Nielsen, who's a really good friend of the show, who does a lot of astrophotography, big YouTube. He's got like 12,000, I think, subscribers on YouTube. Got to meet up with Wayne up in Canada, I think, in Starfest, and they got to talking for a while. So I think I'm gonna pull the trigger as long as Jeff could get it for me at, you know, cost. So we'll see.
Takes a while to get one.
Well, as long as it's here by the summer, I'm okay. You know, that's fine. 6 months, 7 months, that's fine. I'm okay.
You're not picky.
I'm not picky. I gotta build the floating deck that I'm gonna build to put it on top of it. But as it can't be a permanent structure, or New York will fine me for zoning. And yeah, I don't want that. I just want to be able to pick it up and move it later.
Yeah, a lot of zoning people don't know what to do with the observatory.
No, they make in New York, they made a separate description for observatory, and it's like double. You put a 12 by 12 shed. It's cheaper to put a 12 by 12 shed than it is to put an 8-foot dome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ridiculous.
They kind of have that problem here. The area that I'm just outside of a small suburb of Lima, but I'm just across the county line by a few hundred feet. And because I'm across the county line, I have to deal with the zoning from Wapakoneta, Ohio, where the Armstrong Air and Space Museum is. And they have some of the strictest zoning in this whole part of the state. And so I have to try to put up with that when building an observatory here too. But we'll get it done someday.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I actually had a friend swing by because I have a lot of Mike G hit on it. Power lines above, and they just added like 3 more lines for another house. And so now it's literally I'm in like a spider web of wires. So it just totally ruins astrophotography pictures because they're splitting the stars and it's a big mess. So
I'm lucky way here because I live in a subdivision that is all the electric and all wires and everything is all underground, so I don't have to worry about this.
Yeah, you know, I wish, yeah, yeah, DB, yeah, yeah, it was him. So DB came by. He's like, he comes over and he takes a look. He's like, you got to move the pier, man. You got to move the pier. So I'm like, okay, where? And so now it looks like I'm going to be moving to the east side of the lawn to get a better shot of areas that aren't being obstructed by the power lines.
Right.
So we'll
One of
see.
the other nice about out here is that when I moved in out here, I moved specifically to this house because it was so dark, because we're out on the edge of town. But then all of a sudden, the subdivision out here started putting in all these bright blue, white LED street lights in. Well, it really ruined my sky. So I went to the electric company and told them about what I do out here in the backyard. They actually came out and changed all those lights, parking lot lights and street lights, to dark sky associated uh, acceptable lighting systems, just for
Nice.
me.
Nice.
I
That's pretty cool.
yeah,
You,
they done that. So now we're trying to do it with the city of Lima.
you know what they would do
There
in
you
New
go.
York, right?
What's that?
You don't. I can't say it on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Basically,
But
go away.
yeah, I went to the homeowners or members over there and asked them about the lighting and stuff, and they said, "Well, there's nothing we can do about it. That the electric company is the one that put it in." So I talked to the electric company, and we probably talked back and forth maybe 5-6 different times back and forth, and they said that they would actually be international dark sky associated lighting systems in. So they did. They didn't
That's
put the
awesome.
exact lighting in that I would have wanted, but it's a lot better than what it was.
That's awesome.
My sky is a lot darker now. It's the low 27 to 3,000 degree temperature instead of the 7,000 degree LED blue bulb.
Yep.
It doesn't produce any light pollution outside of the area, and it's all downdrafted. So it's really nice.
That's awesome.
And then we have a big, even though we're a small town, we have a big outdoor mall system that's going to be built here in the next couple of years, just less than a mile away from me. And I went and talked to them about it, and they're actually going to put international dark sky associated lighting in at their facility over there. So it's really going to make a big help around here.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's going to be really cool. That's going to be really cool. I wish I could, convince my township or whatever to put in,
Chicago's just
those
as
types
bad,
of lights
man.
around here.
Well, yeah, you always, anything east of the Mississippi, you have a terrible time trying to get a lighting ordinance in because they just don't have them. Now out west,
Right.
they have the lighting ordinances because of the big observatories. And so, you look at the satellite map of a clear sky map from out there, and you have these big giant cities, but they don't really put out that much light compared to what we do back here east.
No.
So it's
Right.
it's going to take time for these cities back here to switch over and to get lighting ordinances.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about it on
Yeah,
the
that
show.
would take some time.
Yeah, we talk about it on the show all the time where you got like right down the Mississippi almost, where you got that the light just stops west and then east is
Yeah. It really starts at about Denver. Anything east of Denver is really bad. And then anything west of Denver is pretty good. So eventually it will happen, but how many years is it going to take?
forever. I won't be
Yeah.
around.
Our cities back here have been around for a long time and they're not going to change.
No, they're not. And people don't want, for whatever reason, people don't want to shut their lights off. I don't understand.
No, they don't.
It's like free advertising all over the place.
Right.
It's horrible. Horrible.
It is.
Let me see.
Let's see. Let's go down. See if there's anything else going on in here in the chat.
Not really. Not since.
Not really, but no. But this is a great conversation though, because I like learning a little bit more about your your astronomical association and what you guys have been doing and trying to do. I think it's admirable, and I really appreciate what our audience has been doing, donating, to help you guys out. I think it's this overall. I think that this night has been pretty cool.
Yeah,
personally.
Yes.
Right.
And we
that's
appreciate
really what I'm trying to get at. It's really been cool. Oh, thanks, Tony. Built that myself.
Oh, the bar.
Yeah, the bar.
Tony likes the bar behind Eric. Yeah, see, I have to cover up my room because my room is not as cool as Eric's. My room is like literally like this little closet, and see the closet behind Mike. I'm in one of those pretty much. That's the space that my wife lets me have my studio. It's like a little closet. Does it have a kegerator?
No, it doesn't. But I do have I have a beer fridge.
Yeah, beer fridge.
I got the beer fridge, but not a kegerator. Unfortunately, couldn't go that route.
My brother just. Go ahead.
I was going to say, when he first came on, the way it was looking to me from here, it looked like he was out back.
I was out back. I was in my backyard.
Until I looked at it, he said, "No, he's in the garage."
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, it's pretty cool. And like you guys, I've been talking to my wife for a few years now about getting an observatory. Hopefully, I can get it at some point, and I would like to get maybe something like maybe a sky share or even a roll off. I'm not picky right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll probably
point,
go with the
really
roll off. Much easier to build.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about the automation.
Nope.
Yeah, with a sky shed pot. Yeah, you don't. You have to worry about the automation. You just flip that sucker open and you go. Much quicker to build, much easier to disassemble. And if you ever move, you can take it apart and move back, and reassemble it, and you're still good.
That's what we were going to plan for our first stage out at the Dark Sky Observatory out at the park, is a 16 by 24 foot roll off roof observatory with 3 piers in it.
Okay.
I think
and
that's
you guys are going to be sticking
eventually
to that plan?
we were going to put a plane wave 20-inch out there.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Or at least a 17.
Yeah, our friend Pete here, who's on the show with us here, often he's not with us, of course, right now. But he sets those plane waves up for a lot of people that go across the country. Sometimes he sends them off, to maybe South America or other spots.
Right.
But he's our plane wave aficionado. Yeah.
The thing is about here, that plane wave is less than 2 hours away from me.
Yeah. Because that's pretty cool.
Right
there it is. You just go right down 75 up there in Michigan. For me being here in Illinois, they've got to go a little bit further around. You get around the lake.
They don't like going to Illinois. They go all the way around the world.
Yeah,
that's
they do.
Funny. I'm looking to see if I have I thought I had the picture of it. It must be in another drive. I know I have a picture of the model of the roll-off that you had in Schoonover.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about putting that on there.
I know I have it somewhere.
When you were there.
I did. I saw it. They actually have a working model of the roll-off roof where the roof comes off and the model where the piers are and everything. It was pretty cool. And of course, I can't find it. So,
If I was on my laptop, I could have pulled it up here, but I'm on an iPad at the moment.
that's okay. My buddy DB said you should get a clamshell.
Oh, those are expensive. Those
Yeah,
are the most expensive.
they are. They are. Either the
I
Astro
couldn't believe
Havens
that.
or the batters,
Yeah,
or
Haven.
batters are
Yeah,
really expensive.
I looked at one of those 20-foot Astro Havens once, and then I saw the price of $120,000.
Yep. I'm working in
Yeah.
one right now. I have a gentleman that I'm working with. He's putting in on he's got a 160 tech, which he has, and on top of that he's putting a 10-inch optimized Dow Kirkham with an eagle and everything and all the
Yeah.
bells and whistles. But the dome is just too small for this. Literally, the park position's like at 20 degrees on horizontally, you know. So in order
Yeah.
for it to fit, because the way the clamshell works is one side of the roof is a lot lower than the other side, so
Right.
it could go over the top and close. So, so it's got to be lower than the lowest part of the dome. And we really had to bring it all the way down because he's got literally probably got about 5 feet of equipment on top of this thing. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's
That's
pretty
quite a
big.
bit.
Yeah, it's pretty big because you got to think the 160 is about a foot and a half, and the 10-inch, the 10-inch is like plus the eagle, and he's got a guide scope on there, and so he's got a lot of stuff going on. So, but it's a lot of fun. I'll be going back there. That's almost done. I think now that it's almost done, he's switching the mount to a Rainbow Astro RST 300. And so now I'm looking on getting the pier plates for that. So,
Yeah. It's hard to buy astronomical equipment these days. It really is. It's one of the problems that we're going to have in replacing the telescope is nobody has any. It's
yeah,
going to be
not
hard to
that
even get
big because it's like it's going to be, to get a nice 14-inch edge, it's going to take you a while.
Yeah.
You may just want to put $1,000 down and then pay it off. And by the time you pay it off, it's it's
Yeah.
there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Just about all the equipment's hard to find.
It depends on what you want. Yeah, I mean, it could be anywhere from 3 to 6 months to 18 to 24, depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's believe it or not, even at those numbers, it's better than we were at a year ago.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Better than the COVID.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it's been improving. It's been improving a lot.
Yeah, because I remember when we were looking at the 120 Esprit, and we were gonna get one, and they said at the time during COVID it was gonna be about 19 to 20 months on that, almost 2 years.
Wow.
We ordered one 3 months ago. It came last week. So I mean, they are getting better. It's still not where we need to be. It's still not, the problem is with the boards that the computer boards out there and the semiconductors. It's still a problem. It's still a problem. And
They'll be for a while too.
yeah, well,
It will be.
hopefully we can figure that out.
Yeah.
Next dome has come out with metal domes in 3 to 5 meter sizes. Mark Ellis is on trying to find some dome to fit the L350. And Let's see. Roll-off observatory. Billy's Astro. I haven't seen Billy in a while. How you doing, Billy? Roll-off observatory almost finished. Painting the outside. Install the drive motor. Sky Shub plan. Waiting on the pier. So there you go.
Congrats.
Yeah, I haven't seen Billy in a while. Billy B.
Yeah.
I won't say your last name, Billy, but I know it.
So let me ask Dan real quick. Are we doing any spinnings of the wheel today? Or
yeah,
we
got
okay.
the Camera Concepts giveaway tonight, $50 gift certificate. We could look at, if you want to take a look at the pictures of the week, we got to vote for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's take a quick look at those and see what we got going on.
Mike, just so you know, we do on the show a picture of the week, and the members send in their pictures and they get voted on the website by their peers. And it's kind of cool. And at the end of this whole thing, we're getting really close to the nitty gritty of this whole thing. We're gonna come out with the 2023 AstroWorld calendar, which will feature each picture of the month over the course of the year. And
great idea.
yeah, so we only started it in March though, so we're missing January, February. So it was something that we came up with in the middle of the year, or the first, after the second quarter. And so what we're gonna do is for the first 2 months, there are so here's the deal. You could have a number of pictures of the week. You could have as many as you want, and you could win that. You could only get one picture of the month. So if you already won one, you're disqualified. However, we're going to put a special mention for the person with the most pictures of the week in there for February. And then January, I think we're going to do the host picture that wins the host picture critique. I think we're going to do that. So we kind of I think isn't that next week? I think it's next week that we're going to throw all of our pictures into it. We're not going to tell them who they're from, and they're going to vote on the picture of the week, and it's going to be either mine or Eric's or Scott's or Peter's or whatever, and see who wins. Get some bragging rights. But
yeah,
I'm definitely going to lose that, but that's okay. That's all right.
You're fine.
I'm fine, but I'm still going to lose. But that's okay. But so when you go to, let's see, that's the giveaway. Let's see, I'll share my screen real quick and display to you. And
didn't know if you wanted to bring it up. There we go. Yep.
There we go. So here's the AstroWorld site, and when you go to image contests, let's see if it's going to load twice. That must be a long picture. Watch, we're live TV. It's not going. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Okay, so here are some of the pictures. So this voting started. But
voting has started.
Voting has started. And it ends at Friday at 5 p.m. and we will say picture of the week on Friday. So this is a really wide field picture of the cone. I think that's what took it. The cone and the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was done by Jason Trevino. I believe, let's see, 12 hours and 30 minutes.
Wow. Very tiny stars.
That's a lie. 34 hours and 50 minutes. 12 of each.
34.
Channel.
Wow.
Sorry, 34 hours. That was done with, this is all with a red cat. That's a red cat. Unbelievable. Nice shot, Jay.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
there it is.
Another one.
The bat and the squid.
Another one of my unicorns.
Yep. Bat and the squid with an Explore Scientific 80. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is.
This was a combo. the image data was collected by George Lutch, and it was actually processed by Sean Nielsen. So,
Okay.
little combo thing going in there.
I
Then
had
we-
no idea my telescope would do something like that.
What's that?
Yeah.
I said I had no idea my little 80 Explorer Scientific scope would do something like
Oh
that.
yeah, I mean this is
yeah.
let's see, 20 plus hours of integration.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of exposure.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a lot of time there. A lot of time put into that one.
And there's the crescent and the tulip,
Yep.
Yeah.
the entire area, the Cygnus. This is
Yep.
Isaac
Nice and
Armis.
starless. Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, and that's what that's a nice starless image.
It's actually not starless, but a
Or is
lot
it
of the
reduced?
stars.
No, I
It looks like
do
it's
see a
reduced
few.
quite a bit because I see a couple
Quite a
of
bit,
stars
yeah.
here. My headset is going again. I gotta
And
buy a
just
new one.
think we have amateurs doing these photos that professionals couldn't do 10, 15 years ago.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope.
And then the last one, I think, yeah, that's the last one. That's Josh Kovac's Orion Nebula.
Orion. Got a lot of dust in that.
Yep. Look at all that.
Got a lot of
All
dust.
over the place.
Yep.
So we got 24 votes already. So everybody vote. Let's get that
Yeah,
over
keep
40
voting.
or 50. Keep voting on that.
Yep, for sure.
And then the October picture of the month was already chosen. This was the month of the PG.
Yeah.
And that's one of his. That's one of his. That's one of his. That's Greg Meyer. And that's one of his. And
Yeah.
the person that won was Greg Meyer. Pulled a huge.
Yeah, it's just, the composition was just really nice.
Yeah, pulled a huge upset, I think. But it's a beautiful picture. I love the picture. It's a nice shot. So that's what we got going on. So go on and vote for your picture of the week. That ends on Friday. And what else is going on? Let's see. No, okay. And then what we got is the Camera Concepts giveaway. So what we do is we give away from Camera Concepts. They give us $50 in a gift certificate to apply to any purchase at Camera Concepts. So we could do that really quick.
Yep.
Let's see what we got. And we're going to spin the wheel here. Ready? Here we go. And I've learned how to take pictures of who wins. So,
And is it? Oh,
Baltz Treebergs.
Treebergs.
That name is very
Congratulations.
familiar. I think that's a winner before of something. I remember that name. But congratulations to Baltz. You'll be getting an email from me regarding how to redeem your Camera Concepts $50. So
Nice. Congratulations.
Absolutely. And where's the re-up and play? There we go. We're back to the beginning again.
Here we go.
All right, so it's almost about 10:40. Everybody, please, feel free. Again, did we reach? Did we reach? Let me see. Let me check. Because I haven't seen anything come across in the YouTube. Let's see if anybody made any. Where is it? Any more donations on the GoFundMe?
No. Yeah, Mike G is asking, do we reach our $300 goal?
Yeah, I'm looking for the GoFundMe right now, and let's see. It looks like we made a little bit more. Looks like we did. Billy B.
All right.
Pulls it in with $25. So I think so. It's 25, 50, 100, 125 plus 225, 245, 265, 285. We're at 285. We need $15 to break 300. Somebody pull out $5 each. Give me 3 people for $5 each for $300. You can hit the dollar sign. You can hit the dollar sign and do whatever, and we'll put it in there, or just go right to their website at Lima Astro, or go to their GoFundMe page and $15. Come on. I want my $2. I want my $2. Come on, do it. If not, payday is tomorrow, and I'll do 25, said Tony. If we don't make the 300 by the end of the night, AstroWorld's gonna throw in some money anyway because we got some extra cash, and we'll break that $300 mark, no problem.
Yeah.
But there we go. Norm just did another $15.
There we go.
Great. Thanks a lot, Norm.
So and what we're gonna do is $20 from Mike G. That's $320.
Great.
320. Thanks, guys. Goal. He put the goal sticker on there too. The 320. So 320. Awesome. And 25 tomorrow from Tony on your GoFundMe account too. So
Thanks a lot, Tony.
what we're gonna do is, let's see. So the let's see. So 320. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 220. So you got 100 on the GoFundMe. AstroWorld on the YouTube got 220. We're gonna put that up to $300, and then so that'll be a $400 donation from everybody on AstroWorld. So we're gonna
Thanks
do
a
that
lot,
for you.
We appreciate it.
No, absolutely. So it's a lot of fun doing this kind of stuff. It really is. It's nice.
Yeah.
It is.
It's nice. It's nice. And
I don't get to do these little programs very often.
hey, you know what? We're a mid-size, I guess, Astro, an Astro group that have about 1,300 members, and every once in a while, we sit there and we just try and do some good where we can. And normally, what we talk about is astrophotography almost for 2 hours every night.
Yep.
We do it 2 nights a week. And feel free, if you want, I'll send you some AstroWorld swag for your for Lima, and you can hand it out, stickers and flyers and stuff like that. And
yeah, you sent us a packet of stuff already with the eyepieces.
Yep, I did.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll send you more stuff too, but there it is. There you go.
There it is.
Got some stickers in there, yeah. Some cards.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, so expect a check from us for $300 coming in the coming weeks. 400. I'm sorry, $400. And we'll take care of you. So I mean, it's almost time to close it up anyway. It's almost 10:43. It's time to go to bed. I think it's getting late.
Yeah.
Well, like I said before, I appreciate everything you've done for us. It's been a spark of great joy for me, and then the rest of the club too, to be able to get those eyepieces replaced. One of the bad things is we had just purchased most of those eyepieces that was replaced by you guys. They weren't very old at all, and so you guys replaced them. Plus, we had some other eyepieces and stuff that we had just gotten through a donation that was stolen too. So this whole set basically replaced everything that we had lost. And that was all because of Dan and Tyler and Scott and all the rest of your members of your AstroWorld. So I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
No, it's not a problem. It's really cool to help out. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's a great feeling to do that. So
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
totally.
It is.
all right.
Yeah, it totally is.
So you know, next Friday we have our beginners night. So for all of you L.A.S. members that are still hanging out with us, we do a beginners night on astrophotography. We talk about beginners topics, and sometimes we do a little off the rails segment where we kind of like just talk about whatever we want. But it's a lot of fun, and the show is very laid back, unscripted. We just really talk about what comes up in the chat and answer any questions that may show up. It's kind of fun. It's a fun night, you know, right, Eric?
Yeah, it is. I love it because we get the audio, you know, we get the viewer membership, we get them really involved, asking their questions, and no question is, you know, too crazy or dumb or anything like that, especially on Fridays where, you know, that's opened up for a lot of our beginners and the people that are new coming, you know, and discovering our show and are just also trying to understand a little bit more about, you know, the hobby that we enjoy with astrophotography as well as astronomy. So, you know, I really enjoy it, you know, because we bring up some really good conversations, you know, some really good topics, you know, end up popping up just from the questions. And again, do not forget about our Discord server and our Discord channel. That is a great spot to drop in those questions and we can take a look at them, and never know, we can bring your question up into the show as a topic. So definitely check out the Discord channel and hang out there and chat with us, and it'll be pretty cool. And throw your questions out there.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, Dave, 8 p.m. Eastern is when we start on Fridays. We start at 9 on Wednesdays. Usually Wednesday nights are guest nights. So next week, is it next week? Yeah, next week. The day before Thanksgiving, we have Charles Bracken, Dr. Max Whitby, Dr. Christian Sass. All three of them coming on and talking about what they're doing with iTelescope, with processing, with there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I never had three guests on at the same time. It's gonna be pretty crazy.
That's fun.
What was that?
It is. It's a lot of fun.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah,
It
and
is.
then Astropalooza is gonna be nuts. It's gonna be 13, I think, total guests over the course of 8 hours on Saturday, December 10th, starting at 2
This
p.m.
man
Eastern.
is crazy. This man is crazy right here.
It makes no sense how this thing exploded. It makes no sense. It was supposed to be a 2-hour thing. And this thing just blew up into this monstrosity. It's like crazy. And we have giveaways that we're doing that. We're doing the SHO 2-inch set from Optolong. We're doing the LRGB 2-inch set from Optolong. We're giving away a signed book from Charles Bracken, The Visible Universe, a hardcover book, and the AstroWorld duffel bag. And I'm getting more stuff too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of free giveaways. But you got to register for the giveaways. You got to go to astroweb.com/astropalooza. And you go there and sign up for all the giveaways on there. You sign up for one, you get them. It's like a door prize. You sign up for one, you get them all. We'll have a list of the door prizes.
There you go.
Crazy.
Crazy.
All right.
Hey, this was your idea, man. This was your idea. You kicked this sucker off, and this has become like a hydra.
I think next year is going to be 2 days, like 4 hours a day. You know, I think I'm going to do like what a NEEF is good. I'm hoping that this thing blows up year after year. I really do. Because sooner or later, I'm going to have to hire Jason back just to run it.
Yeah. just to help produce and manage everything. It's
wait
gonna be
till he gets
insane.
back from vacation. He doesn't know it yet. I hope he's listening. He doesn't know it yet, but I think I'm gonna kind of pull him in
Oh my
because
gosh.
it's gonna be it's exactly. It's only 2 college games, but it's a long day when you're sitting in this chair. This chair
Yeah.
is very uncomfortable. I don't have one like Eric, which is nice, gamer chair. But anyway, everybody, hey, listen, Mike, thank you so much for coming on and
Thank
hanging
you.
out with us.
Nice meeting both of you.
Yeah, and
Yes,
it's
you
been
as
great
well.
learning about LAS. Great meeting you. Literally, it's just a month ago where we met.
Yep.
It feels
Doesn't
like
seem like
no, it doesn't. And
seems
but
like it
it's
was just a few days.
really, I mean, this whole month of October, it's just been a whirlwind for me. But thank you to all the LAS members that have joined us. Everybody who's on there, please, this is an invitation to come and hang out and support the show and chill out, ask questions, do whatever, make fun of us. We don't care. It's okay. And
good.
yeah, we do. I mean, Scott gets fun of all the time, and he's gonna get fun of later because he just left us and didn't say anything. But but
It's
but
like, as I know, it's like, where did he go?
well, Scott does live in Florida, so he does get some brownouts and shortages of power and wind and rain and sleet
Yeah.
and snow and maybe not sleet and snow, but
Yeah.
anyway, come out and hang out with us on Friday. And again, thank you so much again. And we'll talk. Don't log off right away, Mike. The green room will still go on, and we'll do a quick recap, and then good luck to everybody at LAS. I hope you get your scope and
Thank you.
everything, and the town comes around and does what they're supposed to do. I hope that all happens out, and I'm looking forward to revisiting Schoonover
Yes.
and seeing the new scope.
Show
up
you
there.
the difference.
Absolutely, absolutely. So again, thank you so much, everybody, for coming with us, hanging out with us for the past 2 hours. Everybody, have a good night. Take care, and as always, remember, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you Friday night on the next show of
Friday.
AstroWorld. Have a good night, everybody.
See everybody.
Night.